We need to get this done. And there are just not enough votes to pass the Reid bill, and there's not enough votes to pass the Boehner bill. That's just obvious. Even though Speaker Boehner drew down dramatically the amount of spending cuts that the House believes should be achieved. And so we've got to get our folks busy. And so while we're continuing to debate into the night, instead of actually recognizing that the Reid bill doesn't have the votes to pass the Senate and absolutely doesn't have the votes to pass the House, it just doesn't. The House of Representatives submitted a fabulous budget, I thought, earlier this year. It reduced spending by as much as $6 trillion over 10 years. This bill would only reduce it $1 trillion. Why would the House of Representatives, after much bait, pleading, soul-searching, why would they agree to send a bill over here that only does $1 trillion in spending cuts over 10 years? The reason is they love our country. They know this is a dangerous time. They know at this point in history, we don't need to create more uncertainty on top of the tremendously dangerous debt path we're on. By not raising the debt limit, we don't know for sure what will happen. Bad things could happen. So they've made a tremendous compromise in what they proposed and sent it over here. But the only thing the president cares about is not having to talk about this again. The House passed a cap and balance bill that would have capped spending and create a permanent constitutional amendment to balance the budget. And then they passed the Boehner legislation that was voted down last night. And that legislation would have cut all spending just about the amount that Senator Reid wants, the $900 or so billion. He didn't exaggerate how much it was. Speaker Boehner didn't, but he agreed to that amount and agreed to raise the debt ceiling immediately by an amount equal to the amount of spending we reduced over 10 years. A very generous, significant compromise from the position they believed was correct and that they took openly and publicly through the normal legislative process when they passed their budget. So now our Democrats in the Senate, they haven't passed anything. Didn't even bring up a budget. Now it's 822 days since Congress has passed a budget. We know we can't continue on this rate of spending. We know that. So we're going to work to get the numbers down, and we're not going to wait 2 years after some convenient or inconvenient election. We're going to start early next year or late this year, and we're going to stay on it till we make the kind of changes that put us on a path to growth and prosperity. I hope that we will reject the amendment, the Reid proposal, and I hope our leaders can achieve in short order a change in our plans for managing our money, raise the debt ceiling, and begin to put this country on a sound path. I thank the chair and yield the floor.